Let it rip, Rod.
All right, welcome to this is the very first inaugural show. This is we're going Brotherhood or
The Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood. Welcome to it. Brotherhood's going to be a YouTube reaction channel. It's also going to be a podcast with my brother Fee. I am Brother Nee. That is all short for vernacular because we didn't have too much time to talk on the walkie-talkie when we were bouncers. So that's about the short of it. The history for me is. Used to do security at Syracuse and other places, other colleges, and then came back to home. Met this gentleman here along with a bunch of other guys, and we remained friends for 20 plus years, close around 20 years, and that doesn't happen when you work in bars. People quit, they move on, and you never hear from them again. And our little group kind of stayed together for 3 bars, at least 3 or 4 bars. So it's been a good friendship, a good run, and over the years this has developed into weddings. It's developed into parties, drunken buffoonery, debauchery.
Easy.
We have to go easy, pump the brakes, and all kinds of things that we may or may not get into. So I will turn it over to my partner, not only in crime, but in everything, Mr. Fee.
Thank you, Brother Nick. I started my life of insanity in 85, I think, or 86 when I joined a band at Stanford with a bunch of knuckleheads who were much older than me and taught me a lot of things. Then in 1991, I started working at the Terrace Club in Stanford. I worked there from 91 to 94. I left in 94 to get married. So I left for a little bit. When I came back, that's when Rodney and Tall Bill and all those guys were there. And then we've been together. I stopped working in 2015 at Tiernan's, I believe, or Bradford's, one of the two. I don't remember. Yes, it's definitely. I have 2 families. I have the band family. And I have the bouncer family. They're all great friends. We're all very close. And you have to be. You know, we worked together for so many years. You have to trust those guys to watch your back. And as like they trust me to watch their back when some shit is going down. Yeah, man. So, and here we are. And we'll see where this takes us. We can't get too crazy because... Rodney's married.
I don't hold that as an excuse.
Okay.
I'm letting it all out.
I will not. That's for sure.
We will change names if we have to.
Yeah,
Which we will definitely have to.
Yeah. We'll change names and
we will change names.
Yeah, some things
I
just can't talk about.
Yeah, and
because of my current situation.
There's no reason to.
No.
And the idea is not to hurt people's feelings and judging up the past, but some of those nights are classic, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And as far as the YouTube channel, I believe we'll be doing like other reaction channels. We'll be reacting to bar-oriented stuff. What gave me ideas, there was a video Ed sent me from the thing that used to go on Stanford. It still does, called Live at 5. And there was a guy just drunk outside that Ed videotaped that didn't even realize he was being videotaped, and he was about 5 feet away from his face.
I'd like to do that at the end of the night when everybody was real drunk and we were kind of in a standby mode. So I would just record people and...
they would start drinking about 4 in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, so much fun. Just so much fun. The only reason I worked so long is because of the guys.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, that was what I looked forward to. You knew you were going to deal with knuckleheads, drunk bullshit. But, just the guys. And this guy here is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. We just had so much fun. Just so much fun.
And on top of that, both play instruments.
Yeah,
so,
there was a Christmas party for the Terrace Club. What was the name of that place in Norwalk?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. So me and Rodney wrote a song about the whole Terrace Club staff, and we sang at the Christmas party.
Mostly the bartenders.
Yeah.
There's always a thing of the bartenders versus the bouncers, but even that wasn't really. It wasn't as bad as a statement sounds. We all had a real good time together.
Oh my God. Yeah. And the best thing to me, and I still do it, I can't remember anybody's name. So people will come to the bar and, yeah, hey, you know, we never say, oh, John is here, we got to watch him. No. There was 86. Mm-hmm. There was, there's so many. And we had nicknames.
Even the owners had nicknames.
Yeah, and I think one show we should get into the whole incident with Freddie when what's his name got his throat slashed at Temple.
Yes,
when they were in court.
That wasn't even our first bar. That was like our second or third bar.
Nah, there was a whole lawsuit. And I wasn't working that night. Did you work there?
I was off.
All right.
But I was supposed to come down, and for whatever reason, I didn't come down, and I heard all about it, which is why I didn't have to appear in court.
Yeah, me too. I was working at the hotel doing security, and the cops there, they were like, yo, some shit was going down at Temple Bar.
A throat slashing.
So I went after work, and I got there, and like everybody was covered in blood. So there's a big lawsuit.
It was the Carrie scene at the prom.
A big lawsuit, and all the guys have to go to court to testify.
Yep.
And so the lawyer, he has one of the guys on the stand. He says, can you tell me what happened? He's like, yeah, the groundhog was taken out, whatever his name was, out of the front door. And like, wait. Who? The groundhog.
The groundhog, sir.
Yeah. And who was that? I don't know. He's the groundhog. Well, okay, keep going. And then somebody hit the guy with a bottle, cut his throat, and the ram jumped in and put pressure on his artery. Like, wait.
Time out.
Who's the ram?
Sir,
don't know.
That's Ram.
He's the
Ram to the rescue.
Ram to the rescue. Groundhog. Yeah, so the court went like that, and the lawyer just didn't know what to do. He shook his head. And
what was the judge like? Was the judge just pissed or no?
I don't know. I never. No, I didn't have to go.
Oh, okay.
But the lawyer for the Temple Bar was sitting with Fardell. Here's another bouncer.
What's a Fardell?
Fardell.
Fidux.
Yeah, we'll have all these guys in
eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
Once we figure everything out. He said Fardell was in the court along with the Temple Bar lawyer, and they were just hysterical laughing.
I can't imagine. Nobody wanted to say their real name either. So
no.
They went with their quote unquote work name.
Do you mean and Tall Bill dragged somebody out the back door? Well, wait. You mean William Ford?
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. Tall Bill. Yeah. So it's like that.
His Greek name was Taulikis Bilikis.
Taulis Bilikis, yes. His birthday was the other day, by the way.
Oh, man. That must have been...
I think he's 25.
Again? Was he sober?
I didn't see him. How about the time?
Scotty Deuce.
Oh, they asked me to go to Texas Roadhouse, Tall Bill and the Deuce.
Deuce is going back to Bangkok soon. So
yeah, that's another guy.
Actually,
the Deuce.
Yeah. And then that one's very generic because we had two Scotties, right?
We had two Scotties.
And he was the second Scotty.
Yeah. Then there was Doug and Duggar.
The Duggars. Vesty Boys. Wolverine. Yep.
How about the time at the Terrace Club? There was a fight on the dance floor. So the guys got there before me. I get there and there's a big pile. So Rodney jumps down and hits, boom, this guy with a Tyson hook to the ribs. Ha!
Just to say hi.
Yep. And the girl got up and she was like, "What?" I almost peed my pants.
Who hit me?
He hit this girl so hard. We didn't know it was a girl. However, we would never hit. But he hit this girl so hard and she popped right up wanting to fight. And oh my God,
she was somewhat cute too.
She was real. Yeah, she was real cute. Young,
she could take a shot to the ribs.
She took a blast to the ribs.
I think it was the adrenaline or all the coke or adrenalized coke
on her part.
On her part,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
Terrace
Club. Teen night. I don't know who's going to see this, but if anybody knows what we're talking about, you remember teen night at the Terrace Club, which was Thursday nights, I believe.
I think it was it had to be like a Monday or Tuesday because they shut down operation. They covered up all the liquor.
Oh yeah. It was
They had a
18 and under
that
only.
that was a borderline pedophile. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And they decided to have 18 and younger or 17 to get it.
I thought my memory is 18, but I could be wrong.
So we had all these kids come in from the local high school or schools come in, and then some people that had graduated the year before, so obviously they were friends with people still in high school, trying to sneak in, and it really was like something very odd.
Yeah.
And obviously we didn't sell alcohol, so people would get loaded up at whose ever house. And they would come showing up, and it was a freak show. I mean, people had, like girls had lied to their parents. Mom, I'm going to A. The other girl lied, I'm going to B. And really, they were going to the Terrace Club for C. And it was all hip hop, all unedited, just like, lap dance. It was like a strip club.
You wouldn't want your kids to be there.
If you saw your daughter there, I mean, maybe you would object to your son being there, but if you definitely saw your daughter there, which some parents, they smartened up and they snuck in, and not even snuck in because
at the end of the night, everybody came to pick up their kids.
Yeah, but some of them came back, like they found out what was going on, and showed up in the middle of the event when it was.
Yeah, we were sitting there.
We were sitting there, and
it was dying
was it
out.
A father? Was it a?
No, it was the mother.
The mother.
So we're sitting there. It was dying out. There wasn't that many people there. Maybe I'll say 100. So me and Rodney are sitting against the wall.
Well, it sounds like a lot because Terrace Club held.
Oh, Terrace Club. I think the legal limit was 700.
700, 800.
Yeah, which back in the day, I would click in 12, 13, 1,400 people.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So we're sitting there. There's a chair, 3 chairs with 3 guys sitting in the chairs, and the girls are giving them lap dances, we'll say.
Yep.
So obviously a mother comes in looking for her kid.
She's already pissed because the kid lied.
Yeah. So walks by the 3 chairs, takes a look, keeps walking, does her lap around the Terrace Club, or the famous lap. So then me and Rodney noticed that the girl's actually having sex with the guy.
She wasn't lap dancing.
She
was lap
she was
sexing.
cowboying him.
She's doing the reverse cowgirl times 2.
So the mother comes around for the second lap and snatches the girl off this guy's crotch.
Unbelievable.
It was her daughter, and we were hysterical.
Such a great snatch.
We were hysterical, and pulls her out of the club, and the guy sat there like, "All right, see you later."
Yep, I mean, he's
not a big deal.
He was actually wanting to see if somebody could finish that off.
Little help?
Yeah, little help here, Diane.
Do you remember me, you, and the groundhog were walking around during teen night, and they had a couch in the corner underneath the DJ booth.
Yes.
So we make a lap.
Walk up the 2 steps to get to it.
Yeah.
A little staging area.
Yeah. No. It was on that level of the bars.
Oh, was that level? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we walk by. So there's a girl sitting on the head of the couch. The guy looked like he was real drunk, like sitting on the couch normally with his head back on the headrest.
Yep.
We come back around. The girl has her skirt up, and the guy's face is buried in her vajay. So
chow time.
We're looking at like, what the fuck?
No shame.
One of us like taps the guy in the shoulder, and he looks up, and his face is like glistening. We're like, dude, you can't do that.
This is the new aftershave.
You can't do that. He's like, what?
What?
Then that's teen night.
And the only saving grace is that they were all under, but we didn't know that.
No.
Like I said, there were 18, sometimes 19-year-olds that got in.
Yeah.
Plus the pedophile promoter, Pepe, was dating like a girl that was in high school, and he was like in his mid-20s. So,
wasn't one of the DJs selling coke or ecstasy?
I think selling
he was
ecstasy,
using a young kid to sell it.
He was friends with that promoter, and like he shouldn't have been. He didn't do anything. Maybe he passed out. The things you put on the cars, the little promotional flyers, and maybe he did that. But he should never have been allowed in there. But because of our ownership, was I don't know, was that the Spaniard idea, or was that Brother Hugh?
I don't remember.
I don't remember whose idea.
I don't
was,
want to talk about the
Spaniard.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him.
He or the brothers Hugh, were always up for new ideas that they think would be money-making ideas. And I'm sure they made money because I think that it was $10 per person.
Yeah.
And kids were lining up.
Yeah.
And nobody got dropped off. They all walked there. So everything was a lie to, whoever was in charge of them. And then at the end of the night, getting them out, of course, there was some kind of altercation. And then they went up the road because they couldn't be on the property, and they fought in the middle of the street. So it was just like, it wasn't going to last long. So it was very short-lived. But the times, whatever, the month and a half that they had it, I guess it was it during school or was it in the summer? So I think it was during, because I remember one kid came in the winter, and he said he came in, I grabbed him. And his jacket was cold. That's how I knew he didn't pay. So I think it was the winter, and we walked his ass right out of there, like ran into people.
Yeah.
He's like, stop.
Yeah.
I thought you said go.
Let me ask you a question. This is something that we never talked about. So I know you hit that one person on
girl?
the dance. Well,
The she
person. I've only punched in all the years doing it one person. How many other people have you actually punched?
Yeah. And meant it.
Yeah, and meant it.
Right. Were you there for the Steve Church incident?
Which
where
one?
He got pushed out the front door, went into like a karate stance,
Yes,
and the guy just
that.
bull rushed him.
Yes.
That guy, I punched/pushed in the back because he went by me so fast. And I went like that. But he went really, like I caught him like as more of a push.
Yeah.
The punch. That guy was a real douche. He was a douche. And whatever you want to say with Mr. Church / Van Williams, he definitely didn't deserve it. But the only thing that was funny was just him getting into a karate stance.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, and he just bull rushed him into like a fence. And I was like, he's out.
Yeah. Give me space.
Give me space.
So I can kick you. Yeah, all right. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, that guy turned on the speed and wiped him out. And the only other time, I think when it got real bad was, it got real crazy when we got pepper sprayed by the cops.
Which time is that?
When the cops, but it hit the fan and it hit that. And I got punched by like a couple. And I was like, why? Like, I don't understand. But that wasn't really a punch. I think the girl was the one that really pissed me off because she was on top of, wasn't part of the Brotherhood. He was friends with Terry. Remember
Terry, the bartender? Yeah.
He was friends with her, and she got him the job with Fardo. And he came in, and he didn't last very long. But the chick that I didn't know jumped on his back, and he was breaking up a fight, and then they all go down. So she's on top, and I'm thinking there's no hair there. I'm thinking it's a guy, and that's what happened there. But there were a few instances where people definitely deserved it, but never got it.
Yeah, like I said, I've punched one person. I've choked numerous.
They need
people.
to.
Yes.
Remember Big Sean, Young Frankenstein?
Yeah.
He taught me the pinch thing. That worked offensively, but it had to be underneath the arm.
Yeah.
And then twist, the nipple twist under your arm. That works effectively.
Yeah.
That was real good.
I tell my son all the time, both of my kids, but my son more, I don't ever want him to live the life I lived.
No.
If you want to be in a band, that's fine. That's great. It's different now than it was in the late 80s when
Absolutely.
It was,
And the difference was, even though we stuck together, right around, the short story of it is there was, I was one of the only black guys hired at the time, which there's nothing significant about that. That's how it turned out. But before I was hired, they had all these bottle fights from people from Westchester, which I was like, what? Like somebody hit you out of not only hit, but throw bottles across the room. Like people, will see a fight and just participate by throwing a bottle in.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's effing crazy.
Yeah.
That's beyond whatever.
Yeah.
And then the mayor's nephew, tell me if I'm wrong. So remember, I was in one box by the dance floor. By the DJ booth, and he was in the
standing
other box,
on the box.
Standing on the box, and he saw blood. He took a header, right? And then after that, because he was the idea was that our good friend, the owner, Brother Hugh, thought by being in good with the mayor's son that they wouldn't, future down the road, that they wouldn't have any future problems could be ironed out by somebody in a higher position. So he passes out, takes a header, blah blah blah. I'm hired, I think, a week or 2 weeks after that, and I always thought they made it up, but my brother over here, he was there for it. Numerous people saw it. Bartenders always confess. I just never saw anything bad like that. And as we went on into the late 90s, into early 2000s, all of a sudden, like a scratch became litigious. Everybody wanted to sue the club, sue the bouncers, sue the bartenders, sue the guy that swept up the place. And it just, that type of violence, that kind of like crazy violence, kind of wound down. So it just became normal bar fights, which I thought was I've never been in a bar where people just winged around bottles.
The Terrace Club was like the Wild West.
Yeah.
It was like the Wild West.
And the dance floor was sunken, right?
Yeah,
sunken. So you're above people, like you're watching people dance that are below you.
The Terrace Club was it was, I think, built in like the 40s or something.
Yeah, right.
So all the big bands would play, like a Glenn Miller-ish type thing, and it was a beautiful club, really was.
Then it turned to catering for a while.
Yeah, a lot of weddings were there. I think I had no, not a prom. I had something there for school.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I'm old, bro.
Oh, well. Yeah.
So
means you're still alive.
Yeah. How about were you there the night the Portchester cops got in that big fight? It's speaking of bottle throwing.
Yeah.
So we had
again Terry's friend. Remember that cop
was it?
Terry? Yeah, that cop Terry.
So the Portchester cops would frequent the Terrace Club. So I guess they had something against this other Portchester cop. So he's on the dance floor dancing with his girlfriend, his wife, whatever. So now there's a group of Portchester cop guys by themselves. One of them throws a beer bottle at the guy on the dance floor who's surrounded by 200 people. Miraculously hits the guy in his forehead. So the girlfriend starts crying. He brings her up. We went into the kitchen, called the ambulance because she had her eyes closed, but there was blood coming, like she was crying blood.
Oh my God!
And
Did she get glass in her eyes or no?
She got the bottle broke off his forehead, and the glass went into her eyes.
Ooh.
So now he had a flap of skin hanging down like this, and you could see his skull.
He had the flapper.
Yeah. So I think it was me and.
Now who threw it? You said
there was a whole bunch of Portchester cops. Yeah. So they throw the bottle, then they go out the side door, and I think it was me and Billy, I believe.
The barn?
Yes, me in the barn. Had the guy in the kitchen. The ambulance comes, calm the girlfriend down. They take her. Now the guy goes ballistic. Now he wants to go back into the club to find these guys.
They're gone, dude.
Yeah, they're gone. So and Barn was a Barn. He's still big to this day. He's just a massive person. So we got the guy by the arms, and we're like, calm down, we'll handle it, whatever. He's like, all the Portchester cops are on steroids, I think. And he's like, I think at the time it was like 260 pounds. And he's lifting me off the ground with one arm. I said, holy Christ.
He's out of his mind now?
Yeah. So me and Billy, like, dude, we got to go down. So we trip him, and we go into like all the empty beer bottles stacked in the kitchen in the cases.
Yeah.
We go crashing through there. The guy's still going. We get out into the club now, outside the kitchen.
Oh, so it's the entrance here. It's that other way.
It was
to get
the other side, the other side of the Terrace Club.
So you're on the other side of the wall.
So we go down. There's a big fight, and one of the cops who worked there a lot, we'll say his name is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
He comes in, I think Mason both hands, and just sprays the pile.
Oh, he opens up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I remember the Barn. He's going, no, Joe, it's me. And he's getting sprayed in the mouth with capsicum. drinking it. I got covered.
Have a shot.
I tell you, man, I wish I had $5 for every time I got sprayed with mace or
Oh my God.
or got bled on. Remember the green jackets?
Yes.
How many jackets do we go through? Like a ton.
Yeah. They were covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
For Christ's sakes. It's no life for anybody.
It's not.
That's why I tell my son, I don't ever want you to do that.
Well, I think my first incident with sprayed by a cop was when remember Big Rod Dawkins?
Yeah.
The dog. He got hit and he went crazy. He went ballistic. Now this is a big boy, and always down to earth, never a problem. So when he's ballistic like that, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And so he got the mace or whatever, the bear spray, maybe that's what it was. He hit the fans.
Yeah.
And they had these big industrial fans to cool off. You know, the place would get hot, so hot in the summer. And that just took off and just hit him directly. I think when he was taking a breath or maybe drinking. So it's in he's ingested it. Yeah. He's coughing, he's in tears. And then people are trying to, hey, are you okay? Or, they're tapping him. And he thinks he's being attacked. So he just starts swinging wildly. And everybody's like, no, Rod. By that time, he's out of it.
Yeah.
And, another cop who, actually, I really don't know who it was. I could see his face, but I don't know him. Just emptied it on him.
Yeah.
Because he's going crazy. I was like, maybe that's the source of the craziness.
Yeah.
Kind sir. But it was just so terrible. So we went from, I would say, past capacity to staff in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 or 15 minutes. Everybody left.
It would clear the place out.
They had to shut it down. All the receipts. It was over.
Yeah.
And this is, you're talking about maybe 12:30, 1:30, between 12:30 and 1:30 at night. So we were closing at 2 anyways, but still, like, the amount of money possibly lost it's a big number when stuff like that happens. Wow. So everybody was pissed, but just the amount of people that just
you gotta
every
figure
exit.
in and out. We'll just say 1,000 people in and out.
Easy.
How much money is that in alcohol?
Absolutely. And how many people obviously could never pay their tabs.
Well,
that all
happens.
that. It was chaos. It was
That
chaos
happens.
financially.
Yeah. I remember when I first started there, it was me, Fardu, the cop, the Barnes brother.
Oh, older Barnes.
And Kevin.
Yes.
Who was just
he was a big dude.
A manster.
Yeah, the manster.
And I think there was one other person. So it's at 5 people with 1,400 people inside this club.
And that's all they decided to hire.
Which is double the capacity. So it was shoulder. Anybody who remembers a terrace club knows exactly what we're talking about. It was shoulder to shoulder.
One bathroom for both male and female.
One. Yeah.
For all those people.
For everybody, yeah. And then if there was a fight, by the time you would get to the fight, it'd be 2 guys, exhausted, bleeding.
Shaking hands.
Yeah, bleeding on the floor, exhausted.
Let's get some drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy place.
One guy in the dance floor or not even?
No. I'll say I'd be at the door checking IDs and with the girl collecting the money.
Jeez.
And then also watching the coat room.
Yep.
Then there was, I think Fardo walked around. And then everybody else had like a post around the club.
What are you supposed to do, walk around by yourself if a fight breaks out?
Well, it's Fardo.
I mean, true, but Fardo gets everybody. Be like water.
That's what it was when I first started there. That's why I was shocked when I came back from, I'll say, my honeymoon. There was all these guys. It was like all of a sudden like 11, 12 guys.
I think
like,
we had 12 to 14.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
It was great, though. It was great. But one thing I will say about all those guys, I've never worked at a bar with anybody else, nor would I. I had no intentions of working at another bar with another crew because I know some of the guys that work at other bars, and it's not the same. I knew that these guys had my back. At the end of the day, is
Yep.
That's what it was.
It was a needle in the haystack type of group.
It's like the band I played in. I've never played in another band. I've only played with these guys
Right.
all these years. So.
And they're still doing it too, for the most part, right?
Well, the pandemic kind of killed us, but some of the guys are still playing.
Some of the guys are still playing.
Oh yeah. One guy plays in a Ozzy tribute band out of Long Island.
Yep.
We could have him in also.
Yes,
He's
definitely.
something's wrong with him.
But he has good stories though.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's the same thing. Though. I don't really know how much I would tell.
Wait, can he change names or it's not possible?
I don't think it's. You could change names, but still the scenario is the same.
Oh, so people
You know,
can
and
pick
he
up.
has somebody. And,
There's a circle that can pick up.
no, it's
okay.
it's not. Who
'Cause
cares
he's
about the
with
name?
somebody,
Yeah. You don't want to tell a story about in the back of a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, I do.
No,
I'll give you like a short, somewhat short story. So this one isn't even Stanford. This is Syracuse for debauchery. So I think under today's legal terms, I guess, or Me Too, this would be sort of like rape. I would assume.
Great.
But it's not out of alley. Oh, booga rape. It's all this was. So when you're rushing a fraternity, you have X amount of guys that are different levels. This one guy is just like he's the John Belushi type.
Yeah.
And he's not dating a girl. Now this has been outlawed, I think, in every campus, collegiate campus in America, where they have little sisters. So a little sister is basically somebody that's tied to that fraternity, but you're not in the Greek. You're not a sorority girl. You're obviously not in the fraternity, but whatever you do things for this for the fraternity.
Yeah.
And sometimes little sisters hook up with the brothers.
Yeah.
So your big brother, whatever. So this particular guy, and I cannot remember his name, but he had like a body type like Belushi. So I don't know why she hooked up with him. A really good looking girl. She was a freshman, so she's underage. It's a legal disaster. So it was called rodeo, and everybody's like, we're drinking, and I'm thinking about rushing his house. I'm a sophomore. No, actually, I'm a freshman as well. And they go get in the closet, and when you hear yeehaw, come running out of the closet. So we're in there, and the closet is like, some of these fraternities are really old, so the closets are not a normal closet. You can go in there and have a party in there. So we're sitting there, we're talking, the door opens up, you hear it's the guys, we hear it's a girl, it's like, holy shit, what's going on? So within minutes, obviously, the sounds of sex are going on.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy shit, what do we do? We're whispering, and he's just going to town, and you just hear yeah. So I don't want to come out. I was just like, this is stupid. And the other guy pushes ahead of me and pushes me out. I come out. They all come out. There's 7 of us in a closet, and he's doing this girl doggy style. The idea is she sees us, he's got to hold on to her, doggy style, and that's the rodeo. And we get out, and I know the girl, and I know her, and I know her old. She was I call my dorm is called Sadler. Next to it, Sadler is this way, Lawrence is this way. It's a tower. Sadler is like 8 floors. Lawrence is like 20 floors, whatever the case would be. And her old roommate, I guess they didn't get along, didn't live there, so she moved somewhere across where Fraternity Row is. So I know her, but I know the girl she used to live with better. So it's second semester, and it's like I see her, we lock eyes. She's naked. She's just been fucking railed. There's guys laughing, and I'm sitting there like I want to laugh, but I can't laugh. It's not funny to me, even though like you want to say it was, but she looks at me. She doesn't look at anybody else. Like, but I didn't do you. I didn't yeehaw you. I didn't yeehaw you. And she goes out crying and everything like that, and nothing ever happened. I think she took some time off from the fraternity system for like a month or two. So if that was like maybe February, March, in April they have the block party, and that's where the stage is set up. Where this house is, it's probably the end of the block, so it's one of the good spots to hang out there, especially if it's a nice day. And she was right back there as if nothing happened. Can you imagine putting a scenario in today's world? I mean, you could probably shut down the entire campus. And that's I don't even think that's some of the bad stuff. That's one of the bad stuff.
What year was this?
This is 1986.
Different times.
No, 1987. So it's like I said. Imagine if that happened in today's, pick any campus in today's world. Obviously the house is gone. The lawsuits fly, and then guys go to jail. I mean, look what happened to the Duke lacrosse players.
The lacrosse guys,
and they were innocent. I think at the very worst they did was they called her maybe some racial names or whatever. I think that's how it started. I think that's how it started.
And that was like at the beginning of all the bullshit that is going on now.
There was no Me Too there, but that was definitely a Me Too moment.
Yeah.
But it was a Me Too moment for the guys, so because
Right.
like we didn't do it, and they really did.
Right.
You know, you hate to see it, but they all lost. They were all kicked out of school though.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, you lose your education now. Plus, you get the stigma of people not believing you.
Oh yeah. Well, how long we want to go with this?
I don't know what's our timer.
We're at 35 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to probably call this one a podcast because we're not reacting it. So usually podcasts you want to stop anywhere between 35 and 45.
I think that's a good time.
And plus we're going to be editing, so we're going to lose more time out of that.
All right, you want to do another? I don't know. Whatever you think.
Yeah. So a few more minutes. What other subject topic do we get?
Well, I think we're gonna have a lot of bar stories.
A lot of bar stories.
Because I'm doing it for a long time. I have a plethora of band stories from the 80s, which
there's some good band stories.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I definitely have some for roadieing for working with professional bands and some of the local bands too. But professional bands is, you know, you get to see it.
Yeah.
You get to see
it.
it.
Yeah. You know, and then like Rodney said, we'll be watching some videos, reacting to some videos that we find. We'll have some of the guys in. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you need to see some of these people.
Yeah.
What they look like. If we have a before and what they look like now, obviously on camera, and see how we've changed over the years would help too.
Or some video from the bikini contest.
That would deal with our good
we're all
friend
young and skinny.
Peter Fox could help with that, but his other friend, who I don't really talk to, but Golden Boy, is good friends with the gentleman I'm talking to about now, Howie. You get footage from him.
Okay,
but
that would be fun.
I think if you use my name, it won't work out too well.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
One of the guys I see at a bar in Stanford, he's there all the time. I just don't know his name. I always say hello to him. He remembers me, remembers my name.
Which bar is he at now?
This is at Brennan's, which is by West Beach.
Yeah, that's a nice neighborhood bar.
He's a terrorist club guy. I just don't remember his name. I feel bad.
Oh, okay. Same era as us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was definitely there when we were there. Maybe we'll go there one night because he's always there. He lives there.
Wasn't the Tool, was it? Remember the Tool from Portchester?
No.
Tall Bill's friend?
No. This guy was always nice.
Oh,
he was friends with...
like a gentleman kind of guy?
Very nice guy, yeah. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Brother Hugh, his very first bar was in Norwalk.
Yeah, by ShopRite, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the very first band I was in, I think I was a sophomore in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he did it, but he let us come to his bar and we played like 5 songs.
Oh, wow, really? Opening act?
Yeah, because we were sophomore. What are you, 15? So he snuck us in through the kitchen, through the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Special guest?
Yeah, and we played like 5 songs. That was my very first gig ever.
How'd it go?
I don't remember. I remember walking in through the kitchen, and that's all I remember. I think we played, I don't remember. Home Sweet Home, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Good crowd? Do you remember?
Yeah, there was a lot of people there, Yeah, I'm sure he played after his band, but yeah, it was my very first gig, and then I'm working for him.
With CDs, did he remember it or no? Or does he not even know?
No, I mentioned it to him once or twice, and he was just like, "Oh my god, it's so cool!" You know, he is.
Then he ripped one.
Now, is it true he could pee over a camper, an RV?
I never saw him pee over it, but I definitely saw him hit the roof.
Oh, that's insane.
And I don't know how you do that, and I probably don't really want to know. No. But it was. He's a talented guy, you know. And you've seen him play piano.
I have.
Like
he's very good.
He looks like he's going to destroy the piano, but he plays really well.
Yeah.
He goes crazy when he plays. He's
a good guy. I never had issue with him.
Great guy.
Or anybody there.
No, there was really the only issues we ever had, I think, was the end, how we left. You know, but they kind of forced it, and you know, the past.
When it became
We'll change formats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
Change formats.
You know, they got rid of live music.
Well,
got rid of the touch.
Yes. Well, it changed formats the first time, and I left. Then it changed again. I think that's when all you guys split.
Right. And while they added different guys.
Yeah.
So it created a division.
Yeah.
Because of the Spaniard.
We'll just say change formats.
Yeah.
We're not going to say what.
Yeah.
To what.
Yeah.
That was a huge problem, though.
It was a huge problem because it was all totally different crowd.
And they came in, they thought they owned the place.
Yep.
I definitely spit on one lady.
There was the when we went really, really, really heavy hip hop.
Yeah.
And I was working Coca-Cola in Elmsford.
That's at the very end.
Towards the end.
Run,
but that was before then the second change came when they got rid of that. But when it became Bridgeport and people coming in from the Bronx and Jerome Avenue.
Yeah.
So when I was at Coke, there were guys, from
you worked for Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, let's clarify that.
Yeah, I never worked for Coke, but for Coca-Cola, and they would sit in the lunchroom talking about this place, man. The Terrace Club, man. It's off the Hizzle. I was like, and Tremaine was really, really good guy, but he was heavy hip hop guys.
Yeah,
and they came in. They were guys expecting to walk in like. They didn't expect coverage, so it came into an argument, like ready to fight at the door. Not even a drink, not even $10, $15, whatever. So it was like that type of crowd. They were starting to get in. Then they got that out, and then it became more like, chickens running around and not a rolling of ours.
Yeah.
And that showed up in. And it wasn't even that bad. It's just there was no respect towards us whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely not.
So it was set up for failure.
But also during the rolling R periods, it didn't help that one of the owners was serving people up until 10:02 in the morning.
Yeah, probably even after.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah. Well, guys, we gotta put down our drinks. We gotta head towards the door. I just got my drink.
Just literally got my drink.
Yeah,
I just paid for a drink.
I don't care. Yeah, and that's always fun.
Yep.
Yeah, this one lady, everybody was heading out the front door in that foyer. It was packed. And I think I had a confrontation with her at the bar because she wouldn't put down her drink. She wouldn't move.
Right.
And I told her, I said, okay, well, at least walk to the door while you're drinking.
Yeah, make your way to the door.
No. So we had a little confrontation, and she started talking shit on the way out. And I think she threw whatever was left in her drink. I think she threw the drink at me.
Oh, nice.
And I jumped. Whoever was in front of me, it was one of the people at the bar, a patron. I grabbed their shoulders. I jumped up and I spit on her.
Try this on for size.
Yeah, not funny, but funny.
It's definitely funny.
Yeah. So we'll have a lot of stories like that for you.
Yeah, chick spit on the top of their head.
Spitting on people.
And you know what the funny, because I know exactly who you're talking about now. Her husband and I worked together at Minchin.
Really?
At the car shop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. She's a major pain in the ass.
She was the pain in the ass there.
Because she knew the Spaniard.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What do you say?
I say we're going to call this a conclusion.
Yeah.
Of the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood, and we will go from there.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy our stories of woe and hoes.
Yes, you're going to hear silliness. You're going to hear some things that are probably not as interesting as it should be, but we'll change it to include you authoritarian type people, and also, it's also going to be, hopefully we'll be getting comments from people of what your experience at bars with, what your experience is,
and we'll definitely
with security.
Share that. Yeah. Questions, we'll answer questions.
Absolutely.
As honestly as possible.
Yep. We want to hear from all you women what you thought.
Yeah.
Did security ever do something bad to you? Did you ever pick up security? We're gonna cover some subjects here.
Yeah.
We're gonna cover all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And I don't really want to get into stories about me because I don't want to. I don't want to offend anybody.
No, nobody wants
You know.
to be offended. No, it's a thing we're going to have to
Work on.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on our candidness, and hopefully entertain people at the same time.
Yeah. All right, brother.
I think we're good.
Good job.
Excellent job.
All right.
Thank you for the equipment. Good. The Brotherhood has spoken. Dime a Dozen is here for you forever.
All right, guys.
One love.
Thank you.